That jarring moment in the dead of night. 2 a.m., wide awake. Your mind races, blaming the glass of water, the temperature, anything. But the real reason is not outside of you. It's a quiet message from within. To find true deep rest, you must stay and learn to translate what your own body is trying to tell you. The final understanding will change how you see your nights forever. Misplaced blame. It is a shared human experience, this middle of the night awakening. The stillness of the home is broken not by a sound, but by your own sudden awareness. You are awake, and the first movement of the mind is often one of inquiry, quickly followed by blame. We search for a simple cause, a convenient culprit for our stolen peace. The most common one, the one we are told again and again, is that glass of water we drank before bed. It seems so logical, so physical, so easy to fix. Just stop drinking water. But for many of us, this doesn't solve the problem, and we are left with the same frustration, only now we are also thirsty. This tells us something very important. It tells us we are looking in the wrong direction. We are focusing on the ripple, not the stone that was cast into the water. The mind loves simple solutions because it wants to feel in control. Blaming something external, something we can easily manipulate, gives us a momentary sense of power. If the water is the problem, I can control the water. But the body is far more intelligent and nuanced than this. It is not a simple machine that breaks down. It is a living, breathing ecosystem, constantly communicating with us, constantly striving for balance. Waking up at a specific time, night after night, is not a failure of the body. It is not a malfunction. It is a signal. It is a message delivered with perfect timing, asking for your attention. To blame the water is to dismiss the messenger before you have even heard the news. It is a way of avoiding the deeper question. What is my body truly trying to say? Imagine your mind and your emotions throughout the day are like a large cup. Every frustration, every unresolved conflict, every moment of stress and anger is a small drop of water added to this cup. During the day, we are so busy, so distracted, that we may not even notice the cup is getting full. Then, as we prepare for bed, we have that last glass of physical water. That final physical act is the one drop that makes the already full cup overflow. And in that moment, we point to the last drop and say, "You are the cause of the flood." But was it? Or was it the accumulated fullness that we ignored all day long? This is the situation inside of us. The issue is not the physical water, but the emotional and energetic state that is already at its brim. So our first step is a profound shift in perspective. We must move away from blame and move towards curiosity. We must cease to see our bodies as adversaries that are failing us and begin to see them as our wisest counselors, as compassionate friends who can only communicate through sensation and pattern. The discomfort of being awake when you wish to be asleep is not a punishment. It is an invitation to look deeper, to understand the intricate connection between how we live our days and how we experience our nights. The restlessness in the dark is merely a reflection of a restlessness that we have carried within us during the light. Once we accept this, once we stop blaming the water, we are finally ready to listen to the real story. The path to healing never begins with blame. It begins with compassionate listening, and your body has been waiting to be heard. What we need to understand is that the body works in cycles and rhythms. It has its own wisdom, its own clock. Modern life has, in many ways, disconnected us from these natural flows. We push ourselves when we are tired and distract ourselves when we are unsettled. We live in our heads, treating the body like a vehicle we simply expect to perform on command. But the body keeps its own time. It diligently performs its functions according to an ancient schedule. To sleep through the night is not about forcing the body into submission. It is about harmonizing with its natural rhythm. If we are in conflict with this rhythm, the body will send us signals to let us know. This 2 a.m. awakening is one of its clearest signals. The pattern itself holds the key. If it were random, sometimes you wake at 11 p.m., sometimes at 4 a.m., sometimes not at all, then perhaps it would be a simple physical disturbance. But when the pattern is precise, When the clock on the wall seems to be synchronized with an alarm inside of you, it means something specific is happening. It means a certain system inside of you is under strain at that exact time. Our task is not to shut off the alarm and go back to sleep. Our task is to understand what the alarm is for, why that time, what process is being interrupted. The consistency of the awakening is the clue that points us toward the root cause, far away from that innocent glass of water. It is a treasure map, and the X marks a spot deep within our own inner landscape. Therefore, we must let go of this first, easy answer. It is a dead end. It keeps us trapped in a cycle of frustration. By constantly focusing on a symptom, we ignore the underlying imbalance that is creating it. This is like repainting a wall that has a leak behind it. The paint looks good for a little while, but soon the water damage will show through again, perhaps even worse than before. We must be willing to look behind the wall. This requires courage. It requires patience. It requires that we stop seeking a quick fix and instead commit to a path of genuine understanding. This path is ultimately more rewarding because it doesn't just promise better sleep, it promises a better relationship with ourselves, a deeper harmony in our entire life. The journey begins the moment we say, "It is not the water, so what is it?" Inner clock. Within each of us, there is an unseen rhythm, a flow of energy that moves through our body in a 24-hour cycle. This is an ancient concept understood by healers for thousands of years. Think of it as an internal clock or a tide of energy that crests in different areas of your inner landscape at different times of the day and night. Each 2-hour window is associated with a specific organ system, not just the physical organ itself, but its entire energetic and emotional function. This is the body's time for maintenance, for cleaning and repairing itself. When a particular system is overburdened, its maintenance cycle will be disturbed. And this is when it sends a signal. The window between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. belongs to the liver system. Waking up consistently during this time is a direct message from this part of you. In this ancient system of wisdom, the liver is far more than just a filter for toxins. It is considered the general of the body. It is responsible for planning, for strategy, for ensuring the smooth and harmonious flow of energy or qi throughout the entire system. When the general is healthy and balanced, we feel a sense of easy purpose. We can adapt to challenges. We feel flexible and clear-headed. Our emotions can flow and be processed without getting stuck. But when the general is under stress, the entire kingdom of the body is affected. The smooth flow of energy becomes blocked, stagnant. And what causes this stagnation? What places this burden on our internal general? The answer lies in our emotions. The emotion most closely associated with the liver is anger. But this is not just explosive rage. It encompasses the entire spectrum: frustration, irritation, resentment, bitterness, impatience, and that feeling of being stuck. Think about your days. How often do we feel these things? Stuck in traffic, frustrated with a colleague, resentful about a past event, impatient with ourselves. In our modern world, we are often discouraged from expressing these emotions. We are told to be calm, to be positive, so we suppress them, we push them down, we bottle them up inside. We think we have dealt with them because we have ignored them, but they have not gone away. They have simply been stored. And the storage house for this kind of repressed, stagnant energy is the liver system. All day long, we accumulate this energetic backlog. The unresolved argument, the unspoken frustration, the deadline-induced stress, it all builds up, creating a condition that can be described as liver qi stagnation. The energy is not flowing smoothly, it's getting clogged. This stagnation over time can create a kind of internal heat. Imagine a river that gets blocked by a dam. The water backs up, the pressure builds. It's the same inside of us. This pressure and heat simmer beneath the surface during the day while we are distracted. But then we go to sleep. The body's conscious mind rests and the deeper work begins. The internal clock strikes 1 a.m. and it is the liver's time to do its work, to clean and regulate. But it cannot. It is overwhelmed. The general is trying to manage the chaos of all the unprocessed emotional energy from the day. The heat and stagnation that have built up become more active during its designated time slot. This internal agitation is what literally jolts the nervous system and pushes you out of sleep. You are not being woken by a need to go to the bathroom. You are being woken by a surge of agitated, stagnant energy from an overburdened liver system crying out for help. You might even wake up feeling vaguely angry, anxious, or hot for no apparent reason. The reason is not in your current thoughts. The reason is this energetic imbalance that has reached its peak activity time. Understanding this changes everything. It reframes the problem entirely. Your body is not trying to annoy you, it is providing you with pinpoint diagnostic information. It's saying, the way we are handling frustration, stress, and anger during the day is not sustainable. It is creating a blockage that I can no longer manage quietly. Please, pay attention. This awakening is an act of self-regulation. It is the body's attempt to get your attention so that you can help it restore balance. The fatigue and frustration you feel the next day are not the problem. They are the consequence of this deeper imbalance. The true path forward, then, is not to find a better way to sedate yourself back to sleep. The true path is to learn how to support your liver system. It is to learn how to process your emotions during the day so they do not become stagnant energy that disrupts your night. So the invitation is this: when you wake at 2 a.m. instead of getting frustrated, try to have a moment of quiet recognition. Acknowledge what is happening. You can say to yourself, my liver is speaking to me. I have burdened it. I need to find a better way. This simple shift from anger to acknowledgement is the first step in healing. It breaks the cycle of frustration. It moves you from being a victim of your sleeplessness to being an active participant in your own well-being. The symptom becomes your guide. The disruption becomes your teacher. It is guiding you toward a more harmonious way of being, not just at night, but in every moment of your waking life. Mindful path. The journey to peaceful nights, then, does not begin when you turn off the lights. It begins the moment you open your eyes in the morning. If the root cause of the night waking is the accumulation of unprocessed emotional energy, then the solution lies in changing how we manage this energy throughout our entire day. It is a practice, a mindful path that we walk from sunrise to sunset. It is not about avoiding frustrating situations, for that is impossible, but about changing our relationship to them. It is about cultivating a new way of being that allows emotions to be processed and released rather than suppressed and stored. We must learn to clear the cup drop by drop as the day goes on, so it is not overflowing by nightfall. This is the art of skillful living. During the day, we can start with small moments of conscious pause. When you feel a surge of frustration, in a meeting, in traffic, in a conversation, instead of tensing up and pushing it down, try this. Take one single deep breath. For just 3 seconds, bring all of your attention to the physical sensation of that emotion in your body. Where do you feel it? Is it a tightness in your chest, a clenching in your jaw, a heat in your stomach? Do not judge it. Do not analyze it. Simply observe it, like you would observe a cloud in the sky. By giving it this brief, non-judgmental attention, you are beginning the process of metabolizing the emotion. You are allowing it to flow through you, rather than get stuck inside you. This small practice, repeated throughout the day, acts like a release valve for the pressure that would otherwise build up in your liver system. Another vital practice for the daytime is movement. The liver system governs the free flow of energy, and that energy is directly impacted by the physical state of our body. When we are sedentary for long periods, hunched over a desk, energy stagnates. Making time for gentle, flowing movement can be incredibly beneficial. This does not have to be an intense workout. It can be a simple 10-minute walk at lunchtime, focusing on swinging your arms freely. It can be some gentle stretching, especially focusing on the sides of your body where the liver meridian runs. Imagine you are creating space in your body, opening up the channels for energy to move without obstruction. This physical release has a direct and profound effect on our emotional and energetic state, preventing the blockages that cause problems later. Then, as we approach the end of the day, we must create what can be called a buffer zone. For at least 1 hour before you intend to sleep, you must transition from the active, doing state of mind to a passive, being state. This is non-negotiable for those struggling with this pattern of waking. This means no more work emails, no more planning for tomorrow, which is a key liver function you need to allow to rest, and no more stimulating content like news or dramatic television. This hour is for winding down the system. It is for cooling the engine that has been running all day. This is an act of deep respect for your body and mind. You cannot expect to go from 100 miles per hour to a dead stop. You must coast. You must slow down gradually and intentionally. What can you do in this buffer zone? The focus should be on activities that calm the mind and soothe the energetic system. Listening to gentle, calming music. Reading a book that is not a thriller or a work-related text, but something that is pleasant and nourishing. You can take a warm bath with Epsom salts, which helps to relax the muscles and draw out tension. One of the most powerful practices is to do some simple, slow, deep breathing exercises. Lie on your back, place your hands on your lower abdomen, and simply breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of 6. The slightly longer exhale stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and digest mode. It is a direct signal to your entire being that it is safe to relax, that the day's battles are over. Another profound practice for this pre-sleep window is journaling, but with a specific purpose. We are not writing to solve problems. We are writing to empty the mind. Write down everything that is concerning you, all the thoughts spinning in your head. Externalize them, pour them out onto the page so they no longer need to echo in the chamber of your mind. Once they are on the page, you can consciously let them go for the night. You can even end by writing down 3 simple things you are grateful for from the day. This shifts the mind from a state of lack and frustration to a state of peace and sufficiency, which is the perfect emotional state to enter into sleep. You are actively cooling the heat in the liver system and settling the energy for a night of deep, uninterrupted repair. This path requires discipline, but it is a gentle discipline. It is the discipline of self-compassion. It is about understanding that true rest is not something you can force. It is something you must allow. It arises naturally from a state of inner balance. By mindfully managing your energy throughout the day and creating a sacred space for rest in the evening, you are addressing the root cause of your sleepless nights. You are telling your body through your actions that you are listening. You are working with it, not against it, and in response, your body will begin to trust that it is safe to let go into the deep healing stillness of the night. You become the gentle keeper of your own inner peace. True mastery over your own rest comes not from fighting the darkness, but from understanding the light within. Your body is not your enemy. The sleepless moment is not a curse. It is a whisper from your deepest self, a call to return to harmony. It asks not for a pill or a quick fix, but for your attention, your compassion, and your willingness to walk a more balanced path. When you learn to listen to these whispers, you will find that the peace you seek at night is a reflection of the peace you cultivate during the day. For years, I've woken up between 2 and 3 a.m. like clockwork, and I always woke up feeling irritable and frustrated. I just thought I was mad about being awake. The idea that it's the unprocessed frustration from my day causing it is a complete revelation. It's like a light bulb went off. This explanation of the inner clock and the liver has given me a whole new, more compassionate way to look at this. Thank you. Time to start my buffer zone tonight.